I think we can all agree this should have been a win. Yeah, this should have been a win. The Sharks were up 2-1 with like 40 seconds left, less than that. There was like 38 seconds left, and they gave up the goal. Now that would have tied the game. It was 2-1. Then it made it 2-2. So it went into overtime, and they lost in overtime. And I mean, an overtime loss, you still get a point for it, but it still sucks they lost. And I mean, there were some bad calls too. Timo Meyer got a penalty call on him when it was a pretty clean hit, and Marlowe also got a call on him. And I mean, the Sharks' penalty kill is pretty good, but when you have overtime with the Blues desperately trying to score, it didn't work. And it sucks because we have a tough schedule coming up, and it would have been nice to win one where and get on that roll. And it sucks. And the Sharks now move to 6-7-2, which isn't the greatest record. For the Sharks, their goal scorers were Noah Gregor, John Leonard. John Leonard's actually doing pretty good lately. He's new, and he's doing pretty good. And Jones did good. I mean, he had 42 saves. Like, up until the end, it's literally because the defense bails on him, and then he doesn't have any help. Like, the 2 goals at the end of the game, the overtime goal and the goal at the end of regulation, were not his fault. 100% not his fault. He was out there, there was nothing he could have done. And he played amazing. He even had good glove saves in overtime, and it sucks because, we should have won this. Binnington had a better save percentage, but he allowed less goals, and the Sharks had less shots than the Blues. He allowed 2 goals on 32 attempts. For the Blues, their goal scorers were David Perron, Mike Hoffman, and Braden Shen. Obviously, they had that overtime goal, which really shouldn't have been a goal. It went through Jones's pads, which kind of sucks because, like I said, it wasn't his fault. He had no way of stopping it. We're going to play the Blues again one more time in St. Louis, and then we're going to go back to San Jose and play them there. And like I said, our schedule is getting tough. We're obviously going to have a long stretch of games where we're playing teams like the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche and obviously the St. Louis Blues. And I think there's only really one thing to improve. Well, two main things. I say this all the time. You gotta protect Jones. If we can protect Jones and we score 2 to 3 goals a game, we're gonna win more games. It's simple as that. All Jones needs is some help. We have Carlson, who is underperforming, and people have said this all over social media and everywhere else, that every time Erik Karlsson does not play, we play better. And I hate to say it, but I kind of agree. I mean, you look at the last game, we won. He didn't play, and tonight, I mean, we should have won. In my books, this is honestly, I mean, it's still an overtime loss. You still get a point for it. But Karlsson, I don't know if he's, I don't want him to be the problem because he's just paid so much money and just has such a legacy of being a great player. But on the same way, like, if he's not playing well and we're not winning games when he's out on the ice, I don't want to see him play. So that's something interesting. And I mean, we have Burns too, but Burns has been playing better. I mean, he gets shots out there. Karlsson, it just seems like he's out there and he doesn't get anything done. But yeah, he did not play. And I mean, the Sharks, I mean, I guess one thing to branch off of is just, making sure get more goal scorers too. I mean, defense is part of it, but defense generates offense. So they got to get more shots. They had like 10 less shots than the Blues. So they got to get more shots than the Blues, or any team they play. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Sharks moved to 6-7-2. Blues moved to 10-5-2. They'll play the Blues again. So thank you guys for watching. And the Sharks currently now have 14 points. Thank you guys.